Hey guys, I'm gonna look over the Masters really quickly. I'm just gonna do a quick overview of a typical ADC page. The Keystone Masters will probably vary a lot depending on who you're playing. So I'll actually, you're gonna be putting 18 points in Ferocity. That's pretty much a given. If you're gonna be playing a caster champ like Graves or Lucian, you're probably not gonna take Warlord's Bloodlust because you're not going to be building crit, and attack speed is not that great since you're using attack resets to dish out more attacks, and you're using spells for your damage. So you would probably go with this one. Yeah, it would be more for casters because the area of effect and damage over time apply half of the damage over 1.5 seconds. But if you consistently chain your abilities over, you use an ability and then 1.5 seconds later or longer you use another ability, and these are just gonna stack up, right? Because it's over half. It's not half the damage over the full duration, it's half the damage over half the duration. So you can chain your abilities and get the full damage, the constant damage from this. So this is really nice, and I think casters will be using this. This is probably really good for champs that attack a lot but don't have a lot of crit. And even those that build crit, if you're going to be attacking a lot, let's say this would probably be used on Vayne. You get a stack for every auto. The stacks don't work for the spells, but these stacks add damage only to your basic attacks. They don't add damage to your abilities. So when Vayne Qs, when Vayne condemns, I mean, mostly the stacks will be built from your auto attacks, but this also helps build the stacks up. But it's not necessary to get the max stacks every time. And usually, let's say with Vayne, when you do go in, you go in ham, so you're going to be constantly auto attacking. While with other ADCs like Caitlyn, maybe going in and out of fights, Vayne is usually hitting a little bit on the outside of the fights and then going all in when we have a good positional advantage and our team is pushing after them. We're chasing them basically, and we're just going to keep autoing. And you don't have to auto the same champ. The stacks apply to you, not the champ. So not the enemy champ. But yeah, I'm expecting to see for Vayne this one a lot, and maybe this one as well, because it does give you attack speed. So I mean, probably between those two for Vayne. You won't really be building crit early, and you won't be building Essence Reaver or IE, but you do have a Phantom Dancer, so you still have some crit, and your attack speed is really good on Vayne. The thing is, it's less likely to happen to get the heal, and it does give you attack speed, while this just gives you more damage. Let's say Kog'Maw, I would say this one for sure. I mean, once you have your massive attack speed, you just constantly have max stacks and you're just dealing extra damage per attack, so it's great. Okay, we'll go over the rest of the tree. I just wanted to start with the Keystone because that's probably what's going to differ the most. Here, obviously, you're going to attack speed. This one's a given. You're not going to be changing this one. What I do love is that you can change. I mean, you don't have to redo the whole tree, so it's very easy to use one page and just change it up whenever you want. You don't have to go like, oh damn, I have to undo everything. So this is really nice about the new Masteries, and this is going to encourage me to actually go back and change stuff during champ select instead of having to make a bunch of different pages, and then you get lost with your 20 pages, and then you just don't feel like figuring out which one to use. So over here we have, this is taken. Here, I mean, I would probably see double-edged sword picked sometimes. We were never really picking it on ADCs last season. But the thing with double-edged sword is if you're playing a safe ADC, and now that they're refining the role and they're making the champions have different roles, different aspects of them that they're more focused aspect basically. So there's pushers, there's skirmishers, there's caster, there's those auto attackers. But this is, I mean, it restores 20 health It restores a lot of health, but it's every 20 seconds now. I mean, you're gonna be taking it if you don't want to take this, basically. If you're not taking this, you're taking this, and this is probably gonna be the most common option. So it's not a big decision here. It's like, do you want to take the risk? Do they have assassins? If you have assassins, you don't want to have double-edged sword because they will just kill you faster. And they probably already will have their own double-edged sword, which will give them an extra 5% damage against you instead of just 3. So you don't want that additional damage on you. But if you're playing a safe ADC, like a Corki or a Caitlyn, you probably do want this. And if they just have big tanks and don't have a lot of people that will be able to assassinate you, then you're just going to be able to deal more damage more quickly, which is great. But I mean, I don't see it being picked that often on ADCs. It's going to be very, very situational. Okay, over here, this is one that probably will change a lot. And once again, it'll go back to whether you want the sustain or the more offensive choice. So 2% lifesteal is not much, but combined with Adorans, it's really going to show. It's going to allow you to sustain a lot more in lane. So if you're a big hyper carry, you need to farm. I do suggest getting this. But if you just want to have some more raw damage, this is something that scales but doesn't really give you much very, very early on. And usually, especially for base stats like runes that give you like immediate runes, you typically want immediate stats like armor, flat magic resist, flat health. You don't want to have that scaling stuff because you need it. You use the lane phase to get most of your farm, and after that you're pretty much having to fight for your farm and you're helping your team do stuff. So you want to be able to farm in lane. You don't want to have your lanes pushed in and you can't farm them because you have to recall and stuff. So this is going to be something to play around with, but I'm expecting vampirism to be taken more often than the natural talent. Natural talent will probably be picked on ADCs that are already safe, ADCs that build a lot of lifesteal. Maybe this will probably be picked for casters, just to have that extra AD, and this will probably be picked a lot on hyper carries that auto attack a lot. Yeah, casters won't really use this as much because most of their damage is from casting, and you don't get lifesteal on casting spells. So I'm not expecting to really ever see people pick Bounty Hunter. Why? It's kind of like taking Magi's over like a Doran Ring, I guess, or two, and then it's not that much more. It's like a Magi's that only goes up to like 8 stacks. From 5 to 8. Think about it. You have 1% increased damage for each unique enemy champion you kill. So if you manage to kill every single person in the game, you get 5% increased damage. If you've done that already, you're pretty much already set. You've got 5 kills, and unless you're like trading every kill, you're probably ahead. And this would probably get you there where you're ahead, and then you can just do this stuff. So this is pretty much just a snowball thing. It's kind of like Draven's passive, but a lot less effective. But yeah, it's kind of like something that rewards you for already being ahead, and you don't really need it. You want something that will help you get there in the first place. So Oppressor will probably be picked 99% of the time. You start off, you already deal 2.5% increased damage to targets, and it's when they're slow, stunned, snared, taunted, you always have CC on your team, and if you don't, that's a shitty fucking team. And yeah, you would probably want to go for this, but I mean, you have to get the kill, not the assist. And yeah, it's permanent, but I mean, if you have 0 CC on your team, or like just one person with one of the CCs, that I think it's impaired movement, it's pretty much all the CCs. I mean, sure, go with that, but if you have like reliable CC, one or two CCs on your team, just go with Oppressor. Much clearer choice there. Here, obviously, you want to go with Armor Pants. That's a given, and we already went over the Keystone. Now, for the other trees, I mean, honestly, this is like kind of the utility tree, but honestly, you probably want that. Dangerous game is amazing for staying alive in team fights if you manage to pick up some kills. This is a lot of increased damage to people that are low, allowing you to secure kills, giving you like better potions for lane, and this helps you CS. And I mean, people probably don't like Crutch that much and say, oh, this is just a noob. It's just for noobs and like they just don't know how to CS, but it really does help, especially when you need to farm under tower. And I mean, you could take this, but if you're in a team fight, this doesn't help you at all. So if you're going to be roaming as an ADC, which you don't really do, usually group or you split, no need to get the Wanderer, so go for that. If you want to go in the other tree instead, never will you pick this. This is for tanks only. It's bonus armor, not total armor. So health regen for sure. Don't really need it. Usually you have lifesteal, but it can still help, I guess. 2 health, it's pretty much nothing, but it's to get you started. 12 movement speed in Brush and River. I mean, it's always on too, even if you're in combat. So that is actually probably going to be taking that more often, because this allows you to kite better too. If you're kiting in the river for Dragon and Herald thing or Baron, this allows you to kite better and get away from awful positioning a lot more easily. Brush, there's a lot of it everywhere on the map, but you could use it probably when you're laning and you get ganked. You can use the brush to move faster as well. I mean, this, if you have a Soraka, this will be good. It helps with Targon's shield too, and a bunch of stuff that gets put on you. If you're an ADC, usually you'll get stuff put on you to protect you, like a Lulu, Janna, Soraka, shields and heals. A lot of supports do grant that. So I mean, Targon's stacks heal you. This will increase the healing too. So this is really good if you have that type of support. If you have like an offensive support, like an Annie or something, then you could just go with this, which gives you more health, and it's not that much. So I don't think that's really gonna help you, but it's to get that. And honestly, most of the time you're gonna take that, even if you don't have a Soraka or a Janna. Like, yeah, includes lifesteal. Okay, yeah, includes lifesteal and regeneration. My bad, I forgot to read the parentheses. Yes, take this for sure. Don't take this. This is just for tanks. And then you want to go to probably Insight to have the reduced cooldown on Flash and heal, or whatever the second summoner spell is going to be. But yeah, probably going to be taking this. The extra health regen, probably not that great, honestly. Your lifesteal's far outdoes the value of this spell. And if you're not auto attacking, you might as well just leave, because you're just, I mean, come on. If you're not attacking, you're waiting around for your health to come back, just don't play ADC. You need to attack shit to get health back, and the Insight here will probably get you more. So I mean, this is probably more likable than the this. This is probably, I mean, especially these two are mostly for laning. This is good against, I mean, when champions get really low, it helps you finish them off, and this gives you something to, you know, survive in a team fight if you get kills, but it's not really big a deal. So I'm seeing these two choices, 18-12 or 18-0-12, and not really deviating from that, honestly. And the choices are pretty clear. Once you go into those trees, it's pretty clear what you want. This could be used too for red buffs. This is, I mean, it depends. This will help with laning phase, and this will allow you to have red buff longer. But I mean, it's not a big deal. You just have to play situationally if you have red buff or not. Basically, you change the way you play. That's pretty much it, guys. So I'm gonna be testing these out on stream. I'll be playing a bunch of different champions, checking out items and stuff. So make sure you catch the stream if you don't already. Good luck on figuring out what's good and what's bad and shit. See you later, guys.